We had a problem that we resolved with smarts, intellect, and good planning. Unlike Reed Richards. Welcome, everybody, to GnT. I will be drinking the rest of this bottle as we'll start with just vibes based conversation, and then we'll kind of about 20 minutes or so in, or however long, because we don't really stick to schedule or plot or respect anyone's time. We'll we'll do a pseudo spoilery, if we could even call it a spoiler. Like, I don't think there's anything that happens in the movie that's like I think if you saw any trailer, you're like, I know what this movie's about. Like, Uh yeah. But it's also not as bad as like Captain America Brave New World, where I will say with Superman, one of the things that was kind of funny to me was that they would show us the scene of that giant fucking space jellyfish in the background. And we were like, is that Brainiac? What's going on? It was a throwaway. It was just a monster that other people were fighting while he was talking to Lois. Wonderful turn. I loved it. So, yeah, right. Like, gotcha. You thought it was something, but it was something else. So, let's do general. We'll do synopsis, like, and then we'll do like general, like how we felt first. Do you want me to start? Like to set the tone. Okay. Okay. So, the Fantastic Four, first steps. Matt Shackman's second Marvel product. The first being, uh, he was director of this. He was also the showrunner for WandaVision. It was a a shorter movie, an hour and 45 minutes. As far as Marvel movies go, sometimes they feel longer. Sometimes they feel too long. This felt a little short for me. They introduce. I talk about simple things. This is not a Fantastic Four origin story. This is the Fantastic Four are the only heroes on the planet Earth, and the only reason they are heroes is because they went up in space and they got hit by space magic. And it's not actually magic, but nobody cares. So the Fantastic Four are this incredibly unique thing, and they're kind of like superheroes and celebrities at the same time. Because of their presence on the planet, Reed has become one of the richest beings on Earth. So they're pop culture icons. They have endorsement deals. They live in this. They live in a version of Earth where, and they never really clarify because they never told us what year it was. Either they're in the 1960s or the aesthetic of the 1960s carried over. If I'm like, I feel like they are in the 60s just because a lot of it still felt 60s ish, but they're yeah, like outside of it. But they're in a version of the 60s where Reed Richards, the smartest man on the planet, also a superhero, also filthy fucking rich, solved so many problems for Earth that Earth is in a kind of post-struggle situation. Yeah, yeah. Like, what would happen if war was unnecessary because four dudes would just be like, guys, chill out, we're gonna talk. Or this guy's gonna fuck you up. Uh so we're introduced to all four characters. We got Reed is Pedro Pascal, and he is mathing the math out of math. He loves his math. And then we got Sue, who is uh the maternal figure of the family, the maternal leader of the family. She's got her shit together. She is smart. She is clever. She's ready to go. We have Thing, Ben Grimm, who is at this point completely comfortable with the fact that he is Rocks. And we got yeah, he is Rocks, man. Like, he is Rocks. What's up, Jay? What's up, Baka? And we have Johnny, who is not a different take on Johnny, not a weird take on Johnny, but a more focused, I'd say, take on Johnny Storm. He is everything you expect Johnny Storm to be in the movie, and a little bit more. That might be because this is the 1960s. They're the only superheroes. This is it. We see some stuff going on, and then at some point we enter the actual fucking movie where the sexiest woman ever created shows up on a surfboard. The sexiest woman, please, Julie Garner, call me back. I'm not as creepy as my voicemails make me sound. Just drops down, and like, honestly, she's not menacing. Like, she's like, hey everybody, you're fucked. So, go out and have fun. There's nothing you can do. Bye. Yeah, bye. Like, yeah, like, so, like, of course the entire world is like, hey, Reed, what are we gonna do? And Reed's like, we're gonna go talk to this guy. We're gonna go to space, and we're gonna talk. Again, I'm trying to avoid spoilers for this part, but this is just the general flow of the movie. So they go to space, and they talk to Galactus. Oh, small part, Sue's fucking pregnant. Now, if you don't know shit about comics, Sue's fucking pregnant. But if you know shit about comics, they expect that, because that's when the next part of the movie comes in. They meet up with Galactus. They see the Silver Surfer. She's like, y'all dumb for coming. Like, just stupid. Okay. They were. Keep in mind, they have faster than light travel. But I'm just going to say that. They find Galactus in space. They talk to Galactus. It does not go well. Yeah. It does not go well. And now we have a problem. Galactus is going to eat Earth. Or Galactus is going to take their baby. That is the focal point of the movie. When we've entered Act 2, we now have... Nothing I'm giving is particularly spoilery. Yeah, I'm avoiding that. So now we get to the movie itself. Reed has to figure out how to stop Galactus from eating the Earth / taking his baby / both, maybe. And that's the whole of the movie. Like, that's the Act 2 into Act 3. How do we stop this from happening? This is a Marvel movie, so they stop it from happening. Sorry if that's a spoiler, I'm sorry. But they do stop it because, not everything is fucking Infinity War. They win. As far as the movie itself, visually, gorgeous fucking movie. The aesthetics of the 60s is cool. The space is cool. The powers, all the powers. I think someone said Reed's powers are just stupid. Like, so it's hard to make Reed's powers not look stupid. So they just didn't. They were just like, Reed can stretch. Deal with it. That was it. That was it. Silver Surfer's the worst part of CGI? Absolutely not in the movie. Not if you saw it in theaters. Absolutely not. Silver Surfer was fucking the coolest part in 3 scenes that I'm not going to go into yet. So the CGI was very good in the movie. I don't think there was actually... Okay, there was one actual bad. Baby Franklin. Baby Franklin was rough, dude. Baby Franklin. I was like, why are there 2 horrible CGI babies in 2 superhero movies? And it wasn't... Yeah. Okay, bro. See you. Catch you later, Jay. Be safe and, you know, still send an energy to your dad. Hope that helps. Again, visually stunning, up there with Eternals in terms of, wow, that looks really fucking cool, but also good, right? So I'm gonna like 10 out of 10 in terms of how it like looked, and I didn't see it in IMAX. I will probably go back and see it in IMAX now for a couple scenes that I want to see. Characters. No, oh god, how good was it? All right. Yeah, we'll get into that. All right. So I know what scene you're talking about too. So like characters. Every character did well except, in my opinion, 2. I don't think they did good with Shia LaBeouf. I think they could have done more. I think they didn't do enough. And that kind of felt like, why bother? Which, again, I also think they could have done more with Thing. I liked every scene he was in, but I also just kind of felt like they brushed a lot. They're like, 4 years have passed. He's not sad anymore. And it's like, he's probably sad. like let's... Other than that, I think Pedro did a phenomenal job as Reed. And his version of Reed was exactly what I want in my Reed, an asshole. So, fuck yeah, I hate Reed. Vanessa Kirby, great job as Sue. There was a lot of conversation about like feminism, girl bossing, and then like Johnny's not a womanizer. Lies, slander, bullshit. Sue was a mom. And she was just a mom. And that is awesome. Sue was everyone's mom. Sue, at one point, Sue was the planet's mom. Like, Sue was like, you're all disappointing. Go to your room. To, like, the planet. And the planet was like, yeah, Sue fucking ruled. Vanessa Kirby nailed it. Ben did great. Again, the Evan Moss, who played Thing, nailed it. Again, it was all like mocap and voice, but his voice was just perfect. Johnny became my favorite character as the show went on, because he was just like, this is a version of Fantastic Four where none of them are idiots, which is good, because none of them are idiots. So they're not they're still infighting as a family is, but they're not dumb people. So it was pretty cool to see. It's a different world. Yeah, he's just not Reed, and like by not being Reed, or by extension Sue, but they really focused on the fact that everyone in this crew is smart, Reed is Smart X2. You know, like Reed is the next level. And they did a real, even Ben was pretty fucking bright. Like they did a good job. Galactus? Yeah. Like Ralph, dude, when I heard his voice, when he spoke, because I didn't hear his voice in the trailer, or at least I don't think I did. When I heard Galactus speak for the first time, I was like, I'm leaving. Like, I don't, no, thank you. What do you want? The eat the earth? You Ralph Ineson. And he was the face too. Like they kept his face. Oh man, that was a Galactus. That felt like Cosmic Eater of Worlds. His voice had weight to it. You know what's funny? As I was hearing him speak, I was like, I don't think there was any vocal fuck. I think he's just that bass. Yeah, I think he just sounds like a galactic terror. Like, and then I heard Ralph Ineson, and I'm like, he's Welsh. Okay. Although it would have been really funny to hear Galactus speak with his accent. Galactus is cool. And then some of the lesser characters, and by some of, I mean the one of lesser character, which I'm not going to spoil because technically everyone knows who it was, but nobody knows. They had smaller roles that were pretty reasonable. All in all, the story, now again, story and plot, two different things, right? The story is what happens. The plot is how it happens. The story was great. This, like, what happened? You're like, okay. The plot, a little hinky. Yeah. Yeah, okay. My drink. Yeah. My overall rating on the movie, 8 out of 10. Top 10 of all the Marvel movies. A little bit better than Thunderbolts in terms of movie quality. A little bit like somewhere in Doctor Strange 1 levels of, okay, we're asked to explain we're asked to accept a lot of shit, but you've explained it well enough that I don't have to focus on it. So I'm going to say overall 8 out of 10, nowhere near perfect. I will say the things that I wanted from the movie are, like, the things I didn't like are things that we didn't see. Not necessarily, like, I don't think anything they did was wrong. I think they could have done more. And if I'm saying that in a movie, that's not a bad sign of a movie, usually. So I'm going 8 out of 10. That's my spoiler free. Send it over to you, Goof. Oh, hold on. You're not coming in. Hold on. Yeah, it might be my side. Hold on. Let me check. Yeah. Give me one sec. Try now. No. Huh. That's strange. I don't know how long that's been. And why. I hear you. You're coming in. You're coming in. Everything's fine. It's... Oh. I know why. That's my fault. I'm sorry, everybody. The good news is, you haven't said much up until this point. So that should be good. Oh, you're good now. Go ahead.
Okay. So,
yeah. Good news is, you really haven't said much. Like, yeah. So,
hey,
but now it's all you.
Hey, screw you, TLC. All right. So, let me dive into what I'm going to say now. So the visuals were beautiful. I mean, the entire movie was like, loved the 60s feel, but loved how they made it look so futuristic at the same time. I remember my wife, I went to see it with my wife, and I remember her saying, she's like, how are they like, how does it look this way if they're from the 60s? And I'm like, because of Reed effing Richards. That's the reason
Yeah.
why it looks that way. But she was just like, yeah, it just looks so good.
Good.
Um, like really, really, really good. The one of my favorite visuals actually is the Baxter building. Like that, I thought like the inside of that, the blue chairs, all that, I thought was just like really cool to watch. Like this and how they kept the movie on theme, obviously, of course, with like from like throughout the blue and the white theme. I just love how they kept that going throughout the entirety of the movie. I thought that was really dope. The I'll say this, the first family, you understand this is the first family of Marvel. And they're trying to adapt Kirby's creation, right, of these characters. And I felt like they did a really good job of keeping that story you know, together, right? And really what they were trying to adopt was what issues 48 to like 50 or something like that of like the first time when Galactus like showed up in like the comics period. That was the first time that he ever showed up. Adapted that, I think, pretty well in the story. But jumping back to the first family, I I I like that they were already established, but because they were already established, dare I say that I kind of felt like there was just some things that, like, and you touched on it, thing, being so okay with being the thing. Um, Johnny kind of having a little bit of a like he felt like he matured to a level that I wasn't expecting him to mature to yet. Now, there was still a lot of infighting with them, of course, but at the same time, I thought personally that overall, like I liked how they portrayed them as an overall family. Reed, obviously, there were some inter-family dynamics that I thought were really good, especially when it came to like Ben communicating with Reed. There was one particular moment here where Sue and Reed had this like, I'm not gonna lie to you, like I like a little tear came to my eye a little bit because I felt the frustration, but also just like the genuineness from frustration from Vanessa Kirby as Sue, and then the like genuine like I care but I don't fully get it yet from Reed. I just thought it was once again I'm talking spoiler free, so we'll get a
Yeah.
little bit into that a little bit later on. I thought Reed, I thought Pedro was good enough as Reed. I actually like I his portrayal of it, the way that it was written, I thought he executed it very well. What I had an issue with is that I kind of just felt like he was a little bit too emotional for me personally, and I
Okay.
felt like he needed to be a little bit more suave and also a little bit more clueless as it pertains to his emotions, and that
Okay.
felt a little bit off to me with Reed. However, Pedro acted his ass off and did well with what they gave him as Reed. I'm just saying that I didn't really like exactly the direction that they went with Reed. Vanessa Kirby as Sue, phenomenal. She is mother. She was fantastic. In holding like she is once again what holds the entire team together, and she held the entire team together. Johnny, although I get what they were trying to do with Johnny. I actually liked it. Like she actually became really like there was a period of time where my wife was just like, I'm really proud of him. And I was like, you know what? So am I. It's like,
I'm
that makes
laughing
sense.
because I know what you're talking about. Like I get that, and I'm like, no, that's fair.
It's like I'm proud of him. I'm like, yeah, you're right. But really, once again, like just all their portrayals of the individual characters, Thing, Jo- Johnny Storm, Invisible Woman, Reed. Like I thought they really nobody phoned it in. They all did an amazing job of it. I just felt like I didn't get enough of the Thing. Like just like you said, I didn't feel like I got enough
Could
of
have
the
used
Thing.
more of the coolest looking character. Yeah.
Yeah, really, really could have got a little bit more in touch with his emotions, his sort of like mentality. I feel like he was used too much as like a prop at times, and that bothered me a little bit. I
Sure.
did like that they showed some of the softer side, but I also wanted a little bit more of the grime and the grit of who he is. Especially being that it's only like what for a few years later, right? So from when they got their powers. So I would have preferred that. Um Galactus, this dude, man, absolutely terrifying. Like
Yep.
absolutely terrifying and beautiful to look at. Like absolutely beautiful to look at here. There was like a period of time. There was a scene, a moment where he gave a smirk, and I was like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
like that, like
There was a
love
line
that.
he had that could only be described as like morbid amusement.
Yeah, what?
Like, oh, these guys, how cute. I was like,
Yeah, yeah. Well, 100%. Beautiful, beautiful. Once again, absolutely, absolutely beautiful. The one thing I will say though is that we got a backstory on a couple characters. Well, honestly, the Fantastic Four a little bit. They kind of showed us um some things, and I don't know if this might be spoilery, so I'll save this until a little bit later on.
sure.
But I wish that we had gotten a little bit more story with Galactus. I felt like he was kind of they didn't I don't know if they gave more and then they cut it out because they felt like it
Oh, it feels like
dragged
a
on.
lot
Like
of
it
things were
that
cut.
that's what I got from it is that there were some things in there that could have given you more context as a audience who may have not been familiar with the Fantastic Four and their story that could have been really helpful, I think, for an audience, your audience, to understand. So,
Okay.
but the motive for Galactus was pure, and pure in terms of like who Galactus is.
They
Um,
also gave a lot more of Galactus than
to
even I thought they were going to.
That's fair.
They
That's
went
fair.
pretty into a lot of the why of Galactus that and even like TLC just said the movie needed 20 more minutes of Silver for Galactus. Agreed.
Fair. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, that's correct. Like there was an I feel like to be fair, I feel like we got enough on Silver Surfer. Although we could have used more, but I feel like we got enough on Silver Surfer. But I
I don't
really
think we
felt
had
like
enough to justify how it ended.
no,
I'll say that.
that's no. But in terms of just like the why, we
Yeah.
got enough of the why,
Yes, I
right?
agree.
And to me that was enough. Same thing with Galactus. There just wasn't enough of the why. Like there was the way I look at it is a lot of it could be lost in context if you're not a comic book fan. That's how
Yeah.
I felt about it. Like it kind of just went over your head. And
Yes.
I went with someone who's not a comic book fan, right? They're just movie watchers of the MCU and all that stuff. So that was where so I'm kind of like you utilizing my wife as like, okay, where were the gaps? Like where were the gaps that she needed
Yeah.
that she needed answered? Okay, well, all right. I feel like the movie could have answered this. Okay, well, no, the movie probably wouldn't have been able to answer this correctly. So I'll tell you, like, it's kind of just how
Excuse
I'm
me.
gauging it. Um, I there was a couple of moments where I felt like the story kind of lost itself a little bit. Like I
The
feel
story or
like
the plot?
the plot, the plot, the plot,
Okay.
the plot. Like this, the story's
Yeah.
fine. The plot kind of lost itself a little bit. Like almost like it forgot what story it was supposed to stay to. Like it kind of just like it kind of just got like the opening act was like bananas. And then there was just like after that, you were like, oh shoot, like we have another part of the movie. And then that other part of the movie felt a little off kilter. And then they kind of picked it up back a little bit towards the third act, like the final act. And then you were just like, well, hold on.
Yeah.
Are we
Wait
gonna
now.
skip over what happened in the middle? Like, are we skipping over that? So
Yeah.
it felt a little clunky. And I think the reason why it felt clunky is that same thing that I talked about. I feel like they proper to what was
Ooh.
going on in the middle. Going again?
Yeah. Yeah. You're fine now. You kind of froze.
Okay.
You're good now.
All right. Okay, cool. So that was where I it's once again it's a nitpick, but it's also like one of those moments again where like that could have been your moment to unravel because the first act was so fast that I felt like in that second section they didn't really give you they could have explained or showed more why things happened the way that it did in the first portion of it. Also, just a lot of unrealistic things. Now, keep in mind this is a superhero movie, so in general, like everything is unrealistic. People don't have powers in real life, but you get what I'm saying. Like just the way that certain things were, like how they went to see Galactus. The F. What are you talking about? How, sir? How? I get it. Read smart, but like his powers are not magic. Like he's not. He doesn't do mystic arts.
It did feel like they at some point they were trying to have their cake and eat it too.
Yeah,
They're like, Reed is the smartest man in the world. Look at all the shit he
yeah.
can do. He can't solve this problem. He can. I
Yes, he
promise you he
can.
can. He solved problems we haven't. So yeah, he definitely can.
Just so that was just a little off kilter. Some some of the audience, the civilians that were looking at the Fantastic Four, part of that felt unrealistic too. I'll be real with you. They weren't as chaotic as they should have been in certain sections. They were not. And this is the most well-behaved I've ever seen a population of people in my life based on the request. I'm just saying.
Well, I can't wait to get into spoilers.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get into spoilers. That's gonna be
hard
fun.
for me to talk spoilers. It's hard for me not to talk non-spoilers.
Yeah, we'll get
This is
there.
when I get there, then I can unleash. But there was these moments where I was just like, nope, there is no possible way that
That
things
happened.
aren't broken. Yeah, things are broken in that way. But overall, I'll say this: like, I love that it was also contained. People have said this already that it was contained in their world. You didn't really need a lot of backstory to be able to get into the movie. There are things where you can fill in the gaps by just doing a quick Google search if you're
Yeah.
confused about something. Like it's
I,
not
I think
hard.
leaving a movie asking some more questions about it is
Yeah,
actually a success of the movie, not a failure. I think if
yeah,
you like
correct.
if you leave Fantastic Four and you're like, oh, I have some questions about the Fantastic Four, the Silver Surfer,
Mhm.
Galactus, that should happen. You should be
Yes.
so interested that you want to know more, as opposed to like you leave a movie and we'll get more into spoilers as we
Yep.
talk about the post credit scene. But
That's
as
pissed.
opposed
That
to
one.
yeah, we'll talk. but
Oh man.
more like how do I say this and mean it? How do I say this without being an
How do you
asshole?
say it and then mean it? Okay, all right.
Right?
This is challenging for you.
Yeah, how do I say it and not be an asshole about it? Okay. If you leave a movie and you're like, I wonder, ooh, that's interesting. I want to know more about it. That's a good feel. If
Yeah.
you leave a movie and you're like, wait, what? And you have to look stuff up because that's a bad movie. Like that's the difference between like Eternals and this movie. Where
Yeah.
you're like, wait, who are these? Why are these people? What? I don't understand. You can't just have one line of text in the script and think that makes it okay. Like
Mhm.
it won't. You have to add more. So yeah, I feel that, but ugh, I don't know.
Um,
I how long have we been doing this? 36 minutes in.
we can goof spoilers now. We
We
have
we
to.
can we can get into spoilers. That was the
Yeah, we
review. Because now at this point, anything we're saying, we're dancing around anyway.
right.
Um,
And I'm terrible at dancing, as you can hear from whatever review I gave.
yeah.
Once I
No,
get free
it's
reign, I'm good.
yeah. All right. Where do you want to start? Because I don't want to recap the movie again, but this time with like that doesn't seem
so
like a necessary.
so no, let's start out. Let's go act by act in a sense, but let's do it where it's like, all right, I'll start it off. Here's my thing. Um,
Sure.
like this once again, they're established in this. They already know that they're superheroes.
Yeah.
They talked about how they went to the cosmic thing. Whatever they
They
got
gave us a
cosmic.
really good
They
entrance.
they
They
gave
gave
us an
us
interest into it. But man,
here's the
I
first 20
hate
minutes of
it.
the movie. Here's what you didn't see in the movies we didn't make. That's what we
Yeah,
got.
but here's the reason why I didn't like part of that, man. Like there was no reason for them to cut out my guy. What's his name? John Malkovich, Red Ghost. You're
Yeah.
gonna show an ape, but then you don't show the actual like main guy. You know what I mean? Like I just felt like there were certain parts of the movie I didn't feel like they needed to rush through, and that was one of them for me. Where like, why are you rushing through the montage? If it's a quick montage, just show us everybody. Show us some of the meaningful antagonists, or villains that they've dealt with. And I was disappointed in that portion of it. But it was a cool ass montage because you got to see everybody's powers on display. And like right out of the gate, you were kind of just like, oh, this is cool. Like this is actually like decently cool to see everybody in action. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The CGI, like on so yes, it's clunky with like Reed and some of the other characters or whatever, but like the CGI, like in the opening parts of that, was just like I man, I was on the edge of my seat, just like watching it, like, oh, this is fire! Like this is the type of action that I've wanted to see in a movie in a long time. The last time I remember seeing action like this in an MCU film that got me going was Deadpool and Wolverine, right? Where it was all
Yep.
action. And for me, the reason why this like meant so much is because remember we've gotten previous Fantastic Four films where the action and all that wasn't, it was more talking in those movies and there was action. And in this one, I felt like they kind of set the tone out of the gate to say, no, this is a team, this is who we are, this is what they've been doing. Look at how dope they are, and then also look at this world that worships them. Like
And the world did absolutely worship them. Like you went into that, and I'm like, I'm gonna take the baton from there. We are talking about so we'll jump around because it's spoilers.
Mhm.
They live in a world where like they could make one of the most insane requests I've ever heard anyone. Like, it's not quite Gal Gadot in Wonder Woman 1984,
Yeah.
which is give up your heart's
Give up.
desire. You know, like it's not that dumb. But it's close.
It's close. Like
It's
you're gonna ask the entire world to help you build a portal that will transport. First and foremost, you're not even sure about, and you admitted it that you've done it with an egg, and now you're gonna do it with a man that is the size of 17 planets. Obviously, I'm exaggerating, but you get the point. You're gonna
Close
do
enough.
with this man, and you're gonna build these stations in every country of the world, and every country was like, "Yeah, sure," except for one. To be fair,
Well, except for Latveria.
Yeah, except for Latveria,
because Latveria exists. They didn't have a ruler. No one was there at the Latveria table. They had their own shit. My friend hit me up after the movie, and he was like, "Oh yeah." Doom was like, "This seems like a Reed problem," and then fucked right off. If they need me, I'll step in. But other than that,
and they
I'm
must act
sure.
nicely.
Yeah.
And Reed must come directly to my doorstep, kissing my feet. You know, for me
he must lick my taint if his intention is to do that. Truly hilarious. What we didn't get that we could have.
Yeah, 100%.
But they did ask the entire world to reduce its energy uses by what, 7,000%? Like just
yeah.
Yeah. Keep in mind. So okay. So we can go a little bit in order just to kind of balance it out, I guess. Here's the deal. The Fantastic Four, Shella Ball shows up and she's like, "Hey y'all, Galactus is going to eat your planet. Kiss your loved ones. Go have fun. Live the life for as long as you can because you're fucking dead."
Yeah.
I herald his coming, his beginning. I herald your end. I herald Galactus. And that line hit. You know, like that line was that line was something. Okay, cool. Thank you for heralding that. Immediately Johnny's like, "Hold on. Let me talk to her." And we got a really fun scene of Johnny going into space and Shalla Ball being like, "No.
Yeah.
I have a boyfriend." Like,
okay, bye.
Yeah.
Okay, bye. Love you. You all right there?
Yeah, I'm just laughing. So Shella Ball's going nuts, right?
Yeah.
Johnny is got a thing for her because she's a space girl.
Yeah, and she's naked.
Naked. They make this choice. They're like, "We're gonna go meet Galactus." Where? Deep fucking space. Oh,
how are you
is
gonna
he
get
outside?
There?
How they already have they have it. They haven't been in space since their first travel. But they have hyper drives. Not what we have in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the warp relay. No, they just built faster than light travel.
They have jumps already. Like, it's already set up. I was just like, what in the Guardians of the Galaxy? How did they know how to do this already?
What? Why? Okay, so they have this. They have faster than light technology. Reed got rid of all of crime, by the way. At some point, he was like, "Yeah, I'm bringing down 47 criminal empires," in the background with his pregnant wife. So then they're like, "We're gonna go in space and talk to Galactus," and smartest man in the planet smartest man on the planet is then like, let's take my incredibly pregnant wife.
Right. Let's
She's
make
so
bad
pregnant.
decisions here.
She's so pregnant. Like, she's not like, oh, I'm like 2 or 3. She is like, she looks like if she went into a grocery store wearing the outfit they put her in, they'd be like, ma'am, can we please have that watermelon? She is so pregnant. They're going to take her into space. She was waddling. She was waddling. Now, hold on. I don't know much. I have to assume bringing a pregnant woman into space has some degree of risk that is
same thing. My wife is just like, hold on. She's like, I wouldn't be going to space if I was pregnant. And I was like,
so pregnant.
I am aware. I wouldn't ask you to go to do this either, dear.
We find out that the reason she went into space is so she could give birth in space, which we'll get to. So they go to Galactus.
Great scene, by the way. When we finally
hilarious scene. So fucking they end up in space, and Silver Surfer's like, you are so dumb for coming here.
Yeah.
You are the dumbest.
Why?
And then she and Johnny have a moment, and Johnny's like, hey, you want to get a... And she just absolutely, like, my boyfriend's calling. Like, the entire time.
She scoffed at him. She's like...
Yeah, just not having it. I never in my life have I seen a woman so not interested in a man that she just surfed away.
Yeah.
And that guy, he just comes back and Ben is just like, broke up already? Like, just wonderful. So they meet Galactus, who is just so big, just so massive, just insane.
I mean.
And he's like, you've come to negotiate for your world. That's stupid. You're stupid.
Yes. Yep.
And then they all say something. And then Galactus looks and goes, you, pregnant one. Give me your kid. She's like, no. And then he's like, labor.
Oh.
He uses his labor beam. I laughed. I was like, okay, Galactus, with his labor beam. Remind me of Piccolo's clothes beam in Dragon Ball Z when he's like, you have clothes now, Gohan. Like, how do you have that power?
It's
so Galactus. So they're like, fuck, we gotta leave. This guy wants our kid. And then Silver Surfer chases them. And Sue goes into labor on the spaceship. And the spaceship is not doing well.
It's not. It's getting ripped apart.
Then we get like what I think is the most hilarious. Like, I had to shut my brain off for it.
Honestly, it might have been the greatest scene in the movie, to be honest. Because
I was like, this is not time to think.
If you don't pay attention to like how this is happening, you're just like, hold on. This is actually pretty fire. Like, I'm not. Yeah. This looks really cool.
This I don't want to spoil. This is the best scene in the movie.
Yeah.
I'll give you the general idea of what happens. They have to escape Galactus with a pregnant Sue. And Reed has just the most brilliant idea I've ever fucking heard.
Oh,
and it's visually stunning.
It is.
And in the background of this insane scene, Vanessa Kirby is kicking off her fucking pants to just fire a baby at Thing.
Was one of the most memorable parts of the movie.
I was so happy. The
moment when she kicks off her pants. Oh my gosh.
Reed is literally like holding her down by stretching and using his feet as bracing to be like, you need to be tied down. She's like, don't you fucking tie me down. Like, this is a very pregnant in labor woman. And Reed is like, no, I need you to be calm. You fucking... And also, please remember, Sue is so powerful. Just so fucking powerful.
And he's asking her to do so much in that moment. It's like...
I didn't get this. At the end of that scene, at the end of that entire fucking part, I
Mm,
wasn't like, I don't believe that. I was the exact opposite. I was like, God damn it, Sue is awesome. Like
yeah, yeah.
I love Sue Storm in comics. I love Sue Storm in all the media we have for her for the most part. I didn't like how they did her in the other Fantastic Four movies, but like they were fine. They just weren't great. But also,
I thought Jessica Alba was okay. I don't Kate Mara.
yeah, we don't talk about Fan Four Stick. Uh, we don't talk at all about Fan Four Stick.
Yeah, we should.
It's terrible, truly awful.
Mhm.
But
Yep.
like, so then they get back to Earth, and then Reed again, smartest man on the fucking planet. They're like, so how did you beat Galactus? And he's like, we didn't. We didn't beat Galactus. The price he asked to pay was too high. And then some reporter asked the logical next question:
Yes.
what price did they ask to pay? And Reed, go ahead, Goof. I know you want to say it.
They wanted our child, and we said nah, and then just walks away. He just walks away. This man has nobody has coached him in this to ever be able to deal with media, period. Nah, he's been dealing with this for the past 4 years, but maybe there's some information that you want to keep close to the vest, sir. Maybe you don't want to say that I chose my child, which, by the way, I understand. I chose my child over billions of people in the world.
This wasn't even a bad lie to tell. This was a reasonable lie.
Right.
You could have just been like, he wants our children. You could have said children instead of child.
Mhm.
And everyone would have been like, we're not giving. Let me be clear. I will I don't have a child. I would not give up my child.
Oh, no.
I imagine you, Goofy, would not give up your child.
Not even a second thought. I'd be like,
would you give up someone else's child to save your children? You know what I mean? Like, my child, no, absolutely not. Everyone understands that.
Yeah.
Your child? I will fucking stab you and kick your child into Galactus. Like, are you kidding me? Get fucked. No chance.
Oh my goodness.
So like, that was just the basic lie of that. That's if he doesn't want to lie, fine. Don't say anything then.
Don't tell the
just
truth.
be like, the interview's over.
That part. Like, don't tell the truth. Like, the truth is worse.
So much worse. so much worse.
We thought that you guys don't matter as much, so therefore we said no, you can't have our unborn baby.
But like, even like logically, what does that mean? Like, if we gave him a child, like the guy even asked, because the guy asked a smart question. He's like, so if we give him the child, Earth will be safe? You don't know that. You could say, idea. We don't know. All he did, we went to negotiate and he said, give me your kid. That's all he said, which is technically very true. Yeah. Like, okay. So now Reed has created this insane world. Mm-hmm. And now we get this Act 2, because that's the beginning of Act 2.
Yes.
This, like, malaise of, like, everybody. First of all, wonderful. Do you know how I know this is fiction? Because everybody in the world,
yes,
one, believed Reed.
Yes.
And also, they decided to take on sides of, like, there was a group that was like pro Galactus destroying the world. It was a throwaway line. They're like the heralds of Galactus are trying to summon Everest to find him. Mm-hmm. And like, you know, there's people that are like trying to kidnap the child. They can't get into the Baxter building. Also, Thing is there. So, you know, and there are no other heroes, so they can't convince anybody to do anything. This is around the time where I assume Doctor Doom was sitting around like, starting to become less of a Reed problem and more of a me problem.
Yeah.
But we're gonna keep track. We're gonna see what's going on here. wherever
And
Doom was in this.
and that was for me the most unrealistic part of the entire movie, because I was just like, there is no way.
Even Reed at one point, he's like, maybe we should give him our kid. Like, and then Vanessa Kirby was like, you son of a bitch. And at that point, I was like, you're both reacting correctly to that information.
Yeah.
Like, yes, Reed should say, no, we should probably give him our kid. And Vanessa should be like, we are not giving him our kid.
All
Phenomenal.
that was fine. The part that like I said bothered me was I felt like the civilian people were a little bit nicer than what I would have expected. Now I get it. In this world, there's obviously no crime. Clearly, no one commits crimes in this world. No one does, because Rita solved crime. But damn, nobody tried. Did we even see anybody try? We just saw protests and words. I wanted to see somebody get violent. That's all I'm saying.
Like, we fast forward. So Galactus's ship gets to Jupiter. They're like, so like the world is like Galactus is at Jupiter, and like Vanessa Kirby, I love you, Sue. She now is like, I'm gonna feed off my husband's dumb bitch juice for a minute. I'm gonna drink some of his dumb shit. She walks outside with her baby, gives the best speech of the movie. Truly a phenomenal fucking speech. Loved it.
Oh my God.
Like, she got me at one point. I was like, all right, maybe we shouldn't sacrifice this child. Like, okay. She nailed that fucking speech.
She did well.
But also very stupid for doing it.
Incredibly unsafe territory for her to be walking in.
Yeah, I mean, for what it's worth, she would just be like, you can't touch me. And then nobody would be able to touch her, and that's just how it works. As I fly away.
She had in the back of her head.
The back of her head was like, what are they going to do? Hurt me? I'm the second smartest person on the planet, maybe third. And I'm also the most powerful person on the planet that anyone knows about. So, like, okay, eat shit. I started the Future Foundation because Reed's too busy trying to figure out how toilet paper can go inside and clean it out. Like, whatever dumb nonsense Reed is working on in the background. So then Vanessa just makes a comment about, like, her family dying, and she's like, move heavens and earth to protect your children. And, like, that's what I'm going to do. And then Reed's like, move! We're going to move the earth! Okay. So now we're into the fucking crux of the movie. Yeah. Reed's plan is take this teleportation technology he literally just kind of finished 17 minutes earlier in the movie. Not in real time, it could have been months. I don't know. But it's still fresh in my mind. Like I didn't have enough time to forget it. But he's like, we're gonna teleport the planet Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you have faster than light travel. You don't need to do this, but okay, go off. Goof, take it, because I know you want to. I feel it. Go.
It was just this moment of like, wow, my goodness. Number one, like I said, the technology is not finished. You haven't perfected this, at least not in a way that we've seen. But of course, movie bullcrap. So whatever. Like we're just gonna move on. We're going to try to teleport this Earth to a location that he couldn't even properly explain to the world. But everybody once again was just like, yeah, sure. We'll go ahead and we'll go on and we'll do this. So therefore, in order to be able to do said thing, what we also need to do as well is we need to get every country in the world to relinquish their freedom and rights, essentially. When you think deeply about it, relinquish your freedom and your rights to build this thing so that we could transport it to this place that we have no idea. In my head, what I was thinking in that moment was like, what if he accidentally opens up some sort of multiverse thing and then they end up, and I was like, oh, is this how it happens? Is this how he kills everybody anyways? That's what I was thinking immediately myself. I was like, is this how he kills everybody on
as
Earth
I'm watching this
anyways?
movie, I'm like, oh, This is a story of about how Reed fucks up.
Yeah.
Keep in
And I
mind,
was
this
looking forward to
entire
that
movie,
part.
anyone knows me, I hate fucking Reed. I don't hate the character of Reed Richard. Like, it's a good character. Always has been a
Yeah.
good character. My hatred is of Reed because I love Doom. And
Okay, fair.
it and it's part, it's like a kind of excuse me, kind of a gag, but also kind of like fuck Reed.
Yeah.
Like, Reed is like, I'm like, he's gonna destroy the fucking planet. Like, he's gonna
that's what I
teleport the
thought.
planet into a sun. You know, I was thinking like
That's what I
that's
thought.
how
I was
this
like,
movie's
damn.
gonna end, with like
Yeah.
something going wrong, and that's gonna set up for the scene we saw at the end of Thunderbolts,
And
where
then
they're
that's exactly
yeah,
what I was thinking. Right.
yeah. No, we didn't get any of that.
That's not what happened here, guys. That's
No,
not
no,
what
no.
happened here.
What
You
happened
know,
here was
is
different.
that what happened in this moment was that Silver Surfer was like, "Oh, you set up what? In where? Are you not aware of who I am?
Yeah,
You are not.
I'm
Oh, you're
sorry.
not aware. You're actually not aware of who I am. Let me show you by destroying every single station that you've created that would have
Oh,
allowed you to
wait.
transport."
We
Yeah.
jumped over something.
What did we jump
After
over?
getting everybody to give up their freedom and their rights so that they could build these teleporters,
Film them. Correct.
they also then convinced the planet of Earth with humans
Mm-hmm.
to reduce their energy consumption.
Oh, that's right.
By like, Thing couldn't
Yeah.
shave. People, like, everyone, in order to power this monstrosity,
Mhm.
we just survived
Yep.
a global pandemic where there were people that just wouldn't put on a mask. I don't even care about the vaccine. Whatever.
This world is different.
You wouldn't put on a mask. This didn't happen. I can't believe this could happen, even in a world without crime. Because a world without crime wouldn't have reporters. You know, like, you know what I mean? You can't have your cake and eat it too. So, go ahead. I'm sorry. I just needed to bring that up because you.
No. You're right. That is a good point to make here. And then she goes through and then she destroys everything.
All of them.
She destroys all the stations, every single one of them. Gut everybody emotionally. Gut them.
Big L. Huge L for the planet Earth. They're like, all right, so we're giving him the baby now? Like, you know, like.
And then Q, you know what? I'll let you take this part because this is where
so now
your
Johnny,
your favorite character in this movie shows up. Go ahead.
Who, Mole
No, the other one.
Silver Surfer? Johnny? What are we talking about?
Johnny, go ahead. Go ahead.
So Johnny, who has been they set it up, so it's not like completely out of nowhere. But in his free time, been decoding this bitch's home language so he can kick it to her.
Like, hey, you know how
runs up to her
in your pants?
Produces a next level guilt trip.
Mm-hmm.
Next level guilt trip on this chick. To like, oh, this is how we get the backstory for who she is. And then, after like guilting her into this so much that she screams and runs away, he chases her down and tries again. He's like, hey.
Talk to you.
Let me talk to you.
Cue the the R&B, the R&B.
Yeah. Let me kick it to you. So, okay, fine, whatever. She fucks off. She's gone. She's nowhere to be seen again. We have no understanding of her ever again.
Yep. yeah. So and this is the thing. We got a little bit of a backstory about her, why she did, why she what she did. My thing again, and I understand where you guys are coming from now because I've thought about it as we've gone through this conversation and discussion. It is always important to show us and not just tell us. And they
Yeah.
told us, but they didn't really show. Like they showed her turning into Silver Surfer. They showed, I'm assuming, maybe potentially was her child. I don't know. But they didn't show us enough and more. And it's always important to show so that we could connect emotionally as the viewers, as the audience. And that's
This
where they
part of it,
failed.
yeah.
Yeah, that's where they
They
failed a little
succeeded
bit.
in other parts of the movie.
Because I'll be honest with you, like I was like, I should feel bad for her, and I do, but I don't feel as bad for her as I should. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't, like I
Like,
don't
oh,
feel as
that's
bad.
but like yeah, like all they did was say like she chose to save her planet by choosing other planets. That's not a like she didn't forget that.
Mhm.
She knows she's dooming other planets. She knows the cost. She's choosing to pay it.
Yep.
So Johnny being like, "You're dooming other planets," shouldn't have had inherently the emotional stakes it did to her because she knows that.
Right.
We know how long it's been roughly too.
Hmm.
With I think you said 23 years. That number standing out. I don't know why,
I don't remember
but
the
like
years, but it's been
it was a
a couple
while. It
decades.
like
Yeah.
yeah, like I don't know. We could have gotten deeper into how Galactus is literally holding her under his thumb.
Hmm.
And we got a little bit of it. We got a little bit of like there's a scene when he like Darth Vader chokes a bitch.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, "Arr," and she's like, "Arr." And I was like, ooh, intense. Um,
And that would have also been a way too to introduce Galactus's backstory. Like he does this because of right, and
yeah.
that would have well, actually that would have been better served in another scene, the one which would have come later on. But you're right. Like I'm assuming that back on Zenla that she left Norrin, right? I'm
Yeah.
assuming Norrin
It was
Rad's
her
there.
instead of Norin.
Yeah, right. So like she don't remember her boo thing. Like you know what I mean?
Johnny wanted to hit it so bad.
Yeah, he did 100%. He would.
Um,
And that's a failure of mine. Like that's a failure point to pick up from them. It's like, no, you should have showed us more there. But either way, that fails. And then they come up with another decision. Another option here. This next option is I guess we are going to give him Franklin. But
yeah.
more specifically, we're going to now use Franklin as bait. Um and that part didn't bother me as much, except for once again where it just didn't feel like it was very well executed. Because, like, from a mental perspective, it didn't feel like it was very well executed. And the reason why is so Galactus, the whole plan was all right. Well, fine. We're gonna bring Galactus now down to Earth, and the way that we're gonna bring Galactus down to Earth is that we're going to use Franklin as bait because that's exactly who he wants. And as a result, what should happen is that we're gonna trap him in this thing. It is not trap him, but when he gets close to the center of Times Square, that we're gonna hit the switch, and that switch is going to then grab him and send him into some portal that is going to portal him to. I don't even remember where it was. I just see my brain shut
Middle of
off at that point.
space.
Yes,
A
somewhere
sun.
far. He won't be nearby his ship. He won't be able to travel anymore. Which, by the way, like I don't know if that's how science works because
That's how Reed science works.
I
God
don't
damn it. God damn it.
I don't know if that's true. Like he would not
He
be
was
able to
like,
get to a ship.
we're gonna
I
send him
don't know.
100 million light years away, and he won't have his ship, so he'll be stranded. That's what he said.
Yeah, I doubt
he doesn't
that
know
he would
that.
be stranded, right? Like
he doesn't know that. Also,
to be fair, right?
Go ahead.
To be fair, he's going off some limited knowledge that he does have. He has no idea who Galactus really is.
They
right?
also make it clear because he crashes out.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know shit about shit. I don't know what the fuck this is. I don't know what he's made of. What? This is all new. Like he's flipping out. I don't have any solutions. Like going nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. Which was once again kind of not Reed, that's part of the not Reed thing for me. It's like I don't think I would ever think Reed would ever say I don't know something.
That's pretty Reed. I mean? That's Reed flipping out about not being able to solve a problem.
So okay, flipping out about not being able to solve a problem. Okay, fine. But him admitting that he doesn't have enough knowledge at the moment.
To talk more on that without going in that, I think it was a good choice to pick Pedro Pascal to play Reed in the first Fantastic Four. I don't think I would pick Pedro Pascal to play Reed in a future. Like, I don't think this should be a long-term casting. Like the same with Robert Downey Jr. I think that if they're using star power to get us over the hump that they created of nightmare nonsense, fine. Reasonable. I understand. But I'm not entirely convinced that we're in a good spot over it, you know?
So I trust. I don't trust, actually. That's not the right word. I would hope that they figure this out.
Yeah.
It's because there are just some. But then again, once again, though, I would say this. We're approaching it from a comic book knowledge perspective. Majority of the people who are watching this movie are not. So these movies are not. So like they probably won't care about it. But yeah, the plan was made that we're gonna use Franklin as bait, and once Galactus comes to Earth, which he does. By the way, I thought it was such an asshole thing for Galactus when he came down to Earth. So this man just stepping out into the water. This man jumped out. He knew he was gonna cause a splash. He knew he was gonna cause this big ass splash. But instead,
he done fucked up the planet.
I'm not just gonna step out. I am going to jump down. And when I jump down into the ocean, this is going to cause. Oh my god! All right. Also, let's backtrack from that for a second. Before they tell the world about this plan to use Franklin to bait Galactus to coming here. So therefore, they summon Mole Man to help clear out the entirety of New York because they knew that Galactus is big. When he starts marching through, he's going to destroy some crap. So therefore, they were just like, we don't want him destroying crap with the people inside of it. So we're going to have them go with Mole Man to his underground lair. Cool. Which, by the way, I just want to talk about the fact that nobody acted like this man smelled really bad or down the ground smelled really bad as it should. I didn't see anybody covering their noses or acting any sort of way. Once again, minor things that probably I pay attention to. Let's move on. But I just thought, once again, kind of like a cockamamie, cowardly way of dealing with that, right? Instead of, because it was just them and Galactus. And what would have been kind of cooler is seeing how they would have navigated that.
Yeah.
The civilians being around with Galactus around. That would have been kind of cool, guys. They chose to not go in that direction.
Because they put him in, I'm sorry, the worst possible place they could have put them. Under the earth.
Mm-hmm. Any
Why would you choose that?
out in like the ocean, out not ocean, but like out in like some desert. Like, why didn't we go there? You brought him to one of the most populated places in America. You brought them to Times Square? Okay. But then when he gets there and he walks through and he's using buildings to stand up. He's resting his hands on buildings just so he can prop himself up so that he can stand. He scans and he's walking and he's getting closer and closer to where Franklin is supposed to be, but they've already switched the thing that he was in. They made a duplicate of it. They left it in Times Square, right on that little that thing where they would lift off their ship. You get what I'm talking about. They
Yeah.
get there and they just expected the man just to step into the area of danger just like that. They didn't have a plan to like properly like lure him in, cause a fight a little bit, accidentally push him in there. They just expected him just to walk directly into it. This is the third act, and the third act had some issues, and that was one of them. So he
You
looks, he stops, and he's like, "Oh shoot, they're too calm. They are too calm and allowing me just to step into this area. Maybe I shouldn't, and maybe I should check my surroundings. Oh shoot, that's actually not Franklin in that bassinet or car seat. It's actually over here. Plan has now erupted, and I'll let you take it from there."
I mean, you nailed it.
It's it was a little poor. That's all I'm saying. It was a little poor. Now, what I thought was also interesting is that now he knows that Franklin is not there. Franklin's actually back in the Baxter building. He's with
Mhm.
Herbie. So he goes, poor Herbie. So I'm assuming Herbie's, or at least that version of Herbie is dead. Like I'm assuming,
Yeah.
assuming that
Herbie's
version of
gone.
Herbie is now destroyed. And what remains is now baby Franklin Richards, who I understand that baby Franklin Richards was afraid. But at any point in time, did we not think that maybe baby Franklin would have accidentally activated baby Franklin's powers and maybe knocked Galactus out or something? Nobody? We didn't think that could be viable as an option? No? All right.
No.
But then they proceed to go in this 4v1 versus Galactus, which, by the way, should not have lasted as long as it did. Thing gets slapped out into Eon. Then
It's
Johnny Storm goes to get him from said place. Johnny Storm somehow is carrying this large man that is rocks easily in the sky. He's just carrying him.
Yep.
How strong is Johnny to be carrying this pile of rocks so simply and easily? Reed is doing Reed like things. He's basically Spider-Man using his length and moving around, going around here trying to get closer to Galactus. And
Yep.
while everybody is trying to do something to fight Galactus off, while once again he's carrying away baby Franklin Richards, Sue's just like, "Oh, that's right. I am the strongest Fantastic Four member. Maybe I should do something. Maybe I should
It's
use
just
my
me.
powers."
It's just me the whole time.
and then proceeds to this part. I was upset about it originally, and then I actually thought about it more. You know what? She should be the one to do this. Like, in reality, who else was going to push Galactus closer and closer to the line that he would need to get to for them to be able to activate the controls so that they could then send Galactus away? It was no one else. Johnny couldn't do it. Johnny's not strong enough. Thing is not strong enough to do that. Reed is not smart enough to pull that off in a lot of time that was necessary for them to be able to do it. It had to be Sue. And Sue continued to push and use her powers to push and push Galactus further to the line, which once again seems a little ridiculous, but also it's Sue, so we'll allow it.
Yep.
And as she was pushing him and pushing him, she's using all the might that she has, and you can tell that it's taking a lot out of her. And Reed's like, "You have to stop, Sue."
Yeah.
And she doesn't stop.
Smartest thing Reed says.
Yep.
Dumbest thing
Smartest
Sue does. Like,
they
simultaneously.
They swapped in that moment.
She did, in fact, need to stop. That was we know that in hindsight.
Yeah, she did. And then they push and they get him there. Johnny gets over to the control. She gets him to the line. He hits the controls, and then Galactus starts to be pulled into this portal.
Yeah.
So majestically, by the way.
Yeah, just
so,
it was actually really cool. He's like, "Fuck!" Like, wibbity.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Anything but the no is very funny. I love it. I love it to death.
He's getting pushed in, and then he gets pushed all the way in. Reed has successfully gotten Baby Franklin out of his hands.
Yep.
Right in time. And then Galactus is like, "Hold on, I am Galactus," and then comes back through the portal.
So Johnny, I got this now because we get to talk about Johnny again. So Johnny, in a moment that made so this I'm gonna take the rest of this because this is where I'm like, oh, this part has me. So Johnny, in a annihilation wave moment, in a I was like, oh shit, no fucking way.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna do this already? Because if you know comics, you know Annihilation Wave, you know what happens. Johnny just says, "Tell Franklin Uncle Johnny loves it." And he's about to literally carry Galactus into space and die. And he's like, whoop, and then everybody's like, I mean, we're not going to say no because it kind of needs to happen, but you know.
Yeah.
Surfer, for no reason, unearned as fuck, just fucking bats him down in the last yard with her surfboard and crashes into Galactus's chest. Was it cool? Yes. Was it earned? Not at all.
No.
No. If they had a thing, if there was like, this is what I was saying, like there needs to be a little bit more. They needed a little bit more Surfer, a little bit more Johnny, a little bit more Galactus. We needed a lot. We needed to know, one, she fucking hates Galactus, but she kind of felt for him, it seemed. We needed to know a lot of that, and we just didn't.
We didn't.
So, okay, fine. Galactus and her are gone. We come back to Sue, who is very dead.
She is not like pretend dead. She's
Sue is
deceased. She's deceased.
No more.
Yeah, 100% no more.
And everybody is sad because Sue is dead. Because Sue, using the power of being a mom and the strongest bitch on the planet, shoved Galactus through a space portal.
Correct.
Fine. Baby Franklin. Sorry. weird ass CGI Franklin is then
That is
put
correct.
on Sue, and I speak baby. I don't know if anyone else knows that about me.
I found out
I
today
am
that you do that.
I am pretty fluent in baby.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Enlighten me.
Franklin then says, "No, mommy milkers,"
Yeah.
and brings her back to life. And you know it's Franklin because her eyes glow like eternity. Magic space nonsense happens, and
Mm-hmm.
Franklin brings his mom back to life. And then,
Yep.
because I fucking love this movie, Franklin claps. If you don't remember it, Goof, I need you to know Franklin's like,
I do remember that now. Oh
okay.
crap.
So
Oh,
Franklin
did clap.
claps. Yeah, Franklin's
Oh
awesome.
crap.
So now we have no more fear. Because if we could just backpack Franklin onto us and go into any situation, and we have, I think Jeremy John said, infinite Phoenix Downs. Like we can't. If you ever watch My Hero Academia, which I know I don't think you have, but some of
I
our
haven't personally.
there
Yeah.
might be an overlap. Um, in My Hero Academia, there is a scene where there's a chick named Eri, a little girl, and her magic power is she can reverse time, but not
Mm.
actual time, like the effects of time on a person. So if you get shot, she could be like, you weren't shot. And
Got it. Okay.
the main character, Deku, at this point, he sees this, and then he like has her on his back as he is giving 400% of his strength to kill somebody, and is breaking his arms and limbs as this battery pack of healing is just rewinding his arms to when they weren't broken. So
Oh crap. Okay.
when they created, I remember watching that in the show and being like, oh, there is literally no reason to ever discuss this again.
Okay.
Like, does not need to exist. Because this happens now, you know, like we don't have to worry about it. We have an infinite energy battery. Nope, wrote her off because they wrote a really cool thing, realized they were fucked or whatever. Welcome to Franklin Richards, Marvel's fans. This is just this is everything. This is Franklin Richards now. Oh, we have an infinite God that could do whatever he wants. How do we undo that? We don't. We just live in a world where Franklin Richards is God.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
And that's pretty much basically it.
And that's the end of the movie. Yeah. Good movie, fun movie. Like I said, I enjoyed it thoroughly, but and the butt is big.
That's true.
We do have a problem.
Yeah. A few.
The problem is the post-credit scene. There's a second post-credit scene that's just a heartfelt shout out to Kirby. I dig it. But the first post-credit scene, we have Sue and a 4 years later, a 4-year-old fucking Franklin are reading, I don't know, some science book, some bookie some child should not be reading. And she goes away to get another book, and then we hear a sound, and the music shifts, and then we cut, and it's Doctor Doom, as in green cape, holding a mask, standing This close to fucking Franklin, and Franklin is touching his face.
Yep.
End.
And that's
cool. Who is that? Why is he there? What is happening? Is that our Doctor Doom? Is that Robert Downey Jr. Doctor Doom? Is that universe's Doctor Doom? Are they the same Doctor Doom?
Why is this mask off?
Why did he take his mask off? Is his face cleared? Is Franklin healing his face? Is Franklin
healing him? Yeah.
Is Franklin less afraid of his face than the mask? When these are questions that, remember at the beginning of this, it's called foreshadowing. It's how you tell stories, everybody. When I was like, there's a difference between, oh, I'm interested, let me find out more, and hey, what the fuck was that?
Right.
That post-credit scene was an Avengers 1 post-credit scene that's taking place before Infinity War in the scheme of everything. We have a nod to the next big bad that is supposed to come out about 8 months from now, 9 months from now, but it got pushed back to almost a fucking year and a half from now because they don't know what they're fucking doing. Right before he shows up.
Yep.
Remember, we've been saying this. Deadpool and Wolverine wasn't going to do anything, and we knew that. But Brave New World and Thunderbolts and fucking Fantastic Four had to set us up for Doomsday. Right. None of them set us up for Doomsday. If you say, well, actually, fuck you, die in a fire. They didn't set us up for Doomsday. They showed us parts of Doomsday. We have no idea what's happening, why it's happening, who's doing anything, why we're supposed to care. Our entire rant time, would you allow me, Goof? Before
Go ahead. Absolutely.
Okay, because I wrote this down. I wrote notes.
We appreciate you.
Who's the president right now? I shouldn't care about who the president is after President Ellis in Iron Man 3, but you made a president make a fucking entire ban on aliens, then you made Thunderbolt Ross the president, and then he got arrested. So who's the fucking president right now? I normally wouldn't care, but you made me care, so answer the fucking question. Who are the fucking Avengers? Who are the goddamn superheroes right now? Who's in charge? Right now we have Kung Fu fucking guy. Some number of Eternals, not all of them, but some number of Eternals. There's no Steve Rogers. There's no Tony Stark. There are no heroes left. We have Bucky and Florence Pugh, who are the only, and I'm not even going to say Yelena, Florence Pugh, who are the only, maybe Cap Sam, maybe, but his last movie sucked. So we have like 3, maybe 4 characters in all of Marvel Universe right fucking now. Right now, there are 3 or 4 characters we have any emotional stakes to. We don't give a shit about Shang-Chi. The movie was great. The character development was great. What has he been doing for the last 5 years? We don't know, because you didn't fucking tell us. What's going on with Loki? We don't know. He's in space holding a tree together. What's going on with Kang? We don't know. Why are the Fantastic Four in a different universe? Maybe it's because Kang put them there. You could have done this. You didn't do this because you kicked Kang out of the way. What are we doing? What's going on in Wakanda? Well, the Black Panther is Shuri, and the leader is M'Baku, and also, they're fucked. They're so fucked because they've lost so much in a fight against the water people.
Yeah.
Who are still a secret.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so we have no heroes. We have Ms. Marvel and Hawkeye. Kingpin is in charge of fucking New York City. Spider-Man doesn't have 2 nickels to rub together for fucking warmth. Is just making his best. Daredevil is having a crisis of faith. This is current Marvel characters that are going on. We have the Thunderbolts, who are the Avengers solving what problem? Because we don't have problems. We have 3 supervillains in a fucking raft in the facility run by the government. We don't know anyone else in there, so there could be anybody. Why didn't you tell us there are more people in there? Because there aren't. Because until you tell me something, the answer is nothing. We have Winter Soldier is a congressman. I don't know how that fucking happened. Everybody in the Avengers, everyone in the new Avengers are kick punchers. They don't do anything. They just punch and kick. That's all they do. Wakanda has questionable leadership. Mephisto has bought souls like it's a Five Below, and everything's on fucking sale. Mephisto is in charge of everything going on. Again, what you've told me, not what I'm making up. Secret Invasion happened. Nick Fury was in space, is no longer in space. Who cares? Captain Marvel, we don't know what she's doing. Every government agency since the blip is fucked. There are no heroes left. The leader, who was the smartest being in the earth, couldn't bribe a guard? Okay, cool. There are millions of Skrulls still on Earth. Fact. Haley Steinfeld is a vampire. That's just something interesting from
from Sinners.
From Sinners that I thought I would say is really funny because she might as well be.
Oh man.
Like, okay, right now, name every character. I'm not ignoring the Fantastic Four because they're not in our fucking universe. Name every character in the Marvel universe right now that you give a shit about.
In the Marvel universe right now that I care
right
about.
now that exists right now.
Well, this is not fair because this is subjective. Thor. That's about it.
Thor probably matters.
Doctor Strange, because I'm hoping that whatever the hell
what's he doing,
him and Claire are doing means something. Hoping
they're in the dark dimension, stopping an incursion that he created.
I'm hoping it matters. Do you realize? I'm going to say this. It just occurred to me. Apart from Multiverse of Madness, this is the first multiverse movie that we've had with the Fantastic Four. This is the first movie where we've actually seen a different universe. Like actually what goes on in that universe. Not
like
man,
a glimpse.
Oh, their traffic signs are different. Cool. Oh, they eat pizza balls here. Oh, they have, you don't have to pay for food. No, like I'm talking about like actual different universe where we get to see what they do in that. This is the first universe. This is the first alternate universe we've seen. Like actually like really seen in the multiverse saga. I just want to point that out.
I can't let go of Kang because Marvel can't let go of Kang. I love Doctor Doom. It's well known. It's established. Yeah. I can't be excited for you to just be like, and here's Doctor Doom.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Doctor Doom is a bigger threat than Thanos. He's not as... He's a bigger threat than Galactus sometimes.
He's used Galactus multiple times. He's used Galactus
sometimes. So yeah, sometimes. Doctor Doom is in a hierarchy of Marvel villainy that is held by gods. Surtur. Loki sometimes, because Loki's all over the place. Yeah. Who's a hero now, but whatever. Fucking like Queen the Super Skrull.
Mm-hmm.
Like thinking like Doom is not. Thanos is like, I have a plan and an army and a space stuff. Doom has no different shit than what you have on Earth and his brain, and he solves all these problems anyway. I still don't care. And that's all this year had to do was make me care about Doomsday more than it's a Marvel movie. Robert Downey Jr.'s back. Look at all these people we have coming back. The X-Men are going to be there. Cool. You don't get to do that anymore because you already showed, like, you gave us champagne taste. We're not drinking beer anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, DC I enjoyed this movie more than I enjoyed Superman. I did enjoy Superman, but I enjoyed this movie more than Superman because
Yeah.
Superman, all the things I liked about it, there were things I fucking hated. There was nothing I hated in this movie. There were things I wasn't a fan of or I didn't like. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't hate anything in this movie. Superman, there were things I was like, this sucks. I don't like this. Whatever. I'm still watching, right? Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I don't care about Avengers Doomsday because one, we don't have Avengers. Cap Sam is not leading a fucking team. I'm sorry, he's not. And if he is, it's not fucking one with Joaquin Torres in it because Joaquin Torres is not an Avenger. Joaquin Torres is not a fucking Avenger. He's not. He's a guy who Sam likes. That's it. Thor is in space with his adopted daughter.
Right.
The Guardians are new. They're only new Guardians now, except Star-Lord. He's on Earth somewhere doing something. Hanging out with his 95-year-old fucking grandfather.
Yeah.
Shang-Chi. What's Wong up to? Wong's the Sorcerer Supreme.
Mm-hmm.
For all the criticisms it received, I thought Ironheart was the closest we had to a movie that to something that mattered the entire time, which, take that how you want. We have, if that was a throwaway, if that's another, oh, it doesn't count, go fuck yourself, Marvel. Like,
but you already know
Mephisto,
though that's where it's gonna be. You know what I mean? There's I don't know. I just don't see it being anything that's gonna matter at the end of the day.
How much money do you think Fantastic Four is gonna make?
How much money? I mean, probably maybe they may get to 400, maybe 500 million. I mean, I think that's about as far as I think that's their cap.
I don't believe it's $1 billion movie.
It's not.
I don't believe Marvel has $1 billion movie capability anymore.
No.
And I think if this is a good movie and it's a good Fantastic Four movie, and I don't think it's going to be $1 billion. I would say 700 million is the absolute upper limit of what this can make. Global, not individual.
Individual, yeah.
And that's domestic, based entirely on the star power of Pedro Pascal and it being a Marvel movie. Yeah. Vanessa Kirby doesn't have star power. Oh, Eben Moss Bacharach might have star power, but he's a giant rock man, so nobody fucking cares. Like, the post-credit scene is 13 seconds of a guy that looks like Doom, but isn't Doom because we don't see anything and we can't hear what he's saying and we don't know what's going on. We don't know what it is. We don't know shit. We got through another movie in this connected universe that they have set up as a connected universe. DC never set up as a connected universe. They just tried. Like, when the DC movies came out, they said, we're going to just try to make these movies. And they're like, you know what? Sometimes they were good. Sometimes they were bad. Take what you can. You got stories out of them. And they're like, we're going to do a Batman. We're going to do Joker. It's not going to be part of anything. It's just its own fucking thing. And the Batman's going to take place outside of some other nonsense, but we're still going to do it. Yeah. Like, whether you like it or hate it, whether you think it's smart or not smart, they made that choice. Mm-hmm. And they stuck by it. And now they're not doing that anymore because they tried to do something with The Rock, and The Rock, obviously, terrible for business. Good at making movies, terrible at being a businessman. I'm surprised WWE is doing as well as it is with The Rock on the fucking board of directors. The guy's a fucking idiot. But it doesn't matter. Because he fucked up to DC, and then DC was like, we fucking James Gunn, Peter Safran, here, figure this out. Make us money, please. We don't care. Just make us money. And I think it did. I'm going to check how much Superman made in the box office.
I think Superman's like 400 or something like that. It's from what the last time I saw.
Superman made 437 million. Fantastic Four might not come close to what I thought.
Wow.
I was giving them the benefit of the doubt at 700. If Superman, which everybody knows,
Yeah.
oh, a new Superman movie, let's check it out. Like, if Superman made only 437 million, keep in mind, the world's in a very different place than it was when movies were making $1 billion. For a lot of different reasons, it is. Superman making 437 million. Let's see what Jurassic World made. Rebirth, right? That's the new one. 662 million.
That's all that made? Wow.
Yeah.
Movies
Yeah.
are just not. It's not a good summer for movies right now.
Yeah, and I think that's the worst Jurassic Park. I think that's worse than the original Jurassic Park adjusted for inflation.
Oh, that's rough.
Because Jurassic Park was fucking. I'll check. I might not. That might not be true. No, Jurassic Park made $1 billion. 1993 money.
We
Yeah, Jurassic Park ruled, dude. The first Jurassic Park.
So Jurassic Park, I remember that. I remember that being pretty good. I'm just saying that, like,
The Lost
I'm surprised
World
that made that much money back then.
$618 million.
Wow.
The Lost World Jurassic Park 2. The first Jurassic World movie in 2015, billion and a half. The second one, Dominion. No, third one was Dominion. Billion. The second one is Fallen Kingdom, I believe. 1.3 bill. The Rebirth, 600 million. Yes, I understand right now. I do understand that, like, people just aren't seeing movies the way we were. Not even like pre-COVID, like immediately after COVID, we were like, anything is fine. We just don't care anymore. Jurassic World Rebirth, which I watched, dog shit movie. The worst Jurassic Park movie.
What made it so bad?
There were no stakes. There was what this felt like. This was a video game. Imagine there was a Jurassic World game. This was that. Like, this would have been a great Jurassic World video game. Like, hey, we gotta fucking get into this, the island and save some fucking versions of a dinosaur and get some DNA and shit. But, like, the Jurassic World movies, they weren't we're not comparing anything to the first Jurassic Park. Just like we're not comparing any Mission Impossible movie to the first Mission Impossible. We're not comparing any Fast and the Furious movie to the first Fast and the Furious. Movies just get crazy as series go on. This was just not even good by Jurassic Park / world standards. This was just like, I don't care for the characters. I know who the bad guys are immediately. Oh, what? The reveal. Is this movie for children? Great. Then this movie is for children who don't understand that. That you don't make $1 billion making a movie for children. You can make a lot of money making stuff for children. But, like, I think the Minecraft movie, like, I think that broke $1 billion. I think.
Did it?
Minecraft movie. Nope, just under. 955 worldwide. And most of it was obviously most of it was international. But it did well. It did very well. But that's not just for children. That's for children and young adults and maybe even some teenagers. Like later teenagers, like 18, 19. Like maybe a little bit of nostalgia of like, oh, I'll check it out, like hang out with my friends, go watch the Minecraft movie. But like when you see clips of people being insane, it was never kids. It was like fucking teenagers being psychopaths at the thing, because those are the people who are on fucking social media, because those are the people who think they can make a career by just being stupid on the internet. So this is bad. I would be shocked to find out Fantastic Four. I mean, there's no way there's numbers out yet, right? Yeah, there's no number. There's no way. It's too early. There's no way. Now I think your number was. I would be surprised if it came near 500 million.
I'm still gonna believe it's gonna probably get to 4, but I don't think it's gonna go. Maybe not 5 based on what that was. No, that's not. It's not gonna get to 5.
It's a good movie. Thunderbolts was a good movie.
Yeah, I think it was good.
Thunderbolts was a very enjoyable movie. 382 million. Brave New World, dog shit movie. 415 million. Fantastic Four should be a $700 million movie. I
Yeah,
think who was it? TLC was in our chat, was like pretty confident it was going to do well, and I was like, I hope so, but I don't think so. Like I I just don't think
I
it's going
just
to do well.
I just don't think it's enough to move the needle. Like I would be surprised if it did. Like and let me be clear. Like I want to be surprised. I do.
I don't. I wanted to
Also, why not? You
because
want it to not do well?
no, I want a message to be sent to Disney. And there's only one message Disney will ever accept, and it's monetary.
Hmm.
That you fucked up and you're going to have to work so fucking hard to get it back.
Okay.
And I know there's this common conversation. You sent me a picture, right? I'm seeing if I can pull that up. You're like, what is it? Why do people do this? I assume it was the picture. It was like the top 6 best MCU films so far.
Yep. Yep.
And it was a Guardians Volume 3, Avengers Infinity War, first Guardians, and then Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts, and Iron Man. And I was like, wow, how crazy it is. Now, if he said my top 6, I'm not
Yeah.
one to tell you what your favorite movie should be. If you make a definitive top 6 and Winter Soldier isn't in it, I don't have to listen to it. It's amazing. If you make a definitive top 6 and any Spider-Man movie isn't in it, you're
Right.
insane. If Thor Ragnarok isn't in it, I'm like, okay, dude, that's fine, but Guardians Volume 3,
Decisions are made
great
at that
fucking
point.
movie.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy, great movie. You're telling me you think Fantastic Four was better than. Hold on, I'll pull up our old fucking list. You're telling me you think Fantastic Four was better than Captain America Winter Soldier, Black Panther, the first one, Thor
Hmm.
Ragnarok, Doctor Strange, maybe. You think Thunderbolts was better than Doctor Strange? You got some fucking shit going on. The first Avengers movie,
Hmm.
Deadpool and Wolverine, the first Spider-Man movie, Civil War. Civil War ruled.
Civil War is pretty
Uh,
damn good. Yeah.
yeah. Fucking Iron Man 2. I don't even think it was. I mean, it was probably a little bit better than Ant-Man.
So Iron Man 2, I can understand because Iron Man 2 was a little rough. Like that was a little rough. Iron Man 2 was a little rough. I'm remembering that now. Iron Man 2 was a little rough. What was good though is well, Iron Man 1 obviously is the GOAT of all of them.
Yeah.
Iron Man 3 wasn't that bad.
Iron Man 3 was pretty fucking bad.
It wasn't that
Iron
bad.
Man 3
I
taught
enjoyed
him
it.
a very valuable lesson, and they need to have learned that lesson, and they seem to still forget it. You don't get to take liberties with beloved characters.
Fair.
If you want to change the Mandarin from a ancient Chinese fucking stereotype, that's fine. They changed the Mandarin into being Trevor Slattery, and they fucked up so hard that a decade later they had to make Shang-Chi and make Shang-Chi's dad the Mandarin, which is
Hmm.
also not the Mandarin, but they had
Hmm.
to do that just to balance out how they fucked up in that choice. I the days of what is your take on this character? Gone. You don't get to do that
Yeah.
anymore. You
Yeah.
don't get to do that
That's fair.
anymore. I'm sorry. You don't get to, like, you are trying to create a cinematic universe built on IPs and characters that have been beloved to the point where you can create a cinematic universe on them.
Yeah.
No. You did fine with Fantastic Four. It was good enough. You were close enough, and the parts that you decided to alter, change, and update weren't bad. Someone might not like it. Someone might be like, Thing wasn't gruff enough. You know? Johnny was too smart. Reed, XYZ. Sue, XYZ. Mole Man. I fucking love Mole Man. Mole Man was perfect.
Mole Man.
Stupid as shit. Yeah. Didn't even need him in the movie.
No, didn't.
I don't know. All I know is I liked Fantastic Four. It's great. In the last year, the last opportunity they had, this is where it gets really fucking funny to me. This is where it gets really fucking funny. You ready?
Yeah.
If they didn't change it to Doomsday. If they didn't change it to Doomsday, everything that happened, including the ending of Brave New World, including the ending of Deadpool and Wolverine, including the ending of this movie with Doctor Doom in it, if they had never changed it from Kang Dynasty to Doomsday,
yeah,
we'd still be fine.
Yeah, I agree with that
because I understand the story.
Yeah,
as someone who's watched the entire time, as someone who gets it, I'm like, okay, Kang was defeated. We know he was the bad guy. We know the next thing is Kang Dynasty. We knew all of this. Everything set up to this. Yeah. We understand what's happening. We could have used maybe one more post-credit scene. Maybe one more post-credit scene at the end of let's say Thunderbolts instead of the Fantastic Four cut, right?
By the way, the Fantastic Four, the mid-roll should have been the post-credit, and then the post-credit should have been the mid-roll, if you ask me.
Oh, great. Dude's here.
That seemed worth staying for more than we got towards the very end.
I wasn't happy that there's some people that are into cape flicks. If it's got a superhero in it, I'm gonna watch it. And I'll do that with TV shows. Because TV shows, if I don't like the TV show, I'll stop watching it. You know what I mean? Yeah. You've created a type of fan that has to be it was part of the plan, right? We're not stupid. We understand business.
Yeah.
The plan was, let's get people interested in this so that our other stuff will make a shit ton of money. That's why the IP to be able to license video games is so expensive. That's why Magic the Gathering, a card game, has a license for Spider-Man, but they can only do it in paper. Because in digital, they have a different license that costs a different amount of money. So Magic on all digital is not going to have Spider-Man. Same cards, different names and art. The Incredible Spider-Man is not, or the Amazing Spider-Man is not going to be the Amazing Spider-Man when I play on my phone. That's dumb from a Magic perspective, but like you're so big that you can create this interconnected world, and you want to, and then you are just throwing it out with like, oh, what about we'll get this director who won an Academy Award to do the Eternals. Cool. Who wrote the script? Her vision and the script both weren't good. Maybe one of them would have been good with a better other, but it didn't matter because we ended up with a movie that was visually stunning and stupid and didn't matter.
Yeah.
Everything we have, oh good, there was a jump, but that set up Captain America Brave New World. When you keep setting things up that don't matter, how am I supposed to believe Doomsday is going to matter?
Yeah.
this end credit scene, the movie was good. It didn't set up anything though. And then the end credit scene, which has when is its last chance to be like, we're gonna set something up, doesn't.
Yeah.
Do we think Spider-Man's gonna do that? Do we think Brand New World is going to set up Doomsday?
No. Doubt it.
Doomsday might be the first Avengers movie to make under $1 billion.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
You just give up then, right? Like you're done. Marvel Universe, full reset, start from beginning, fire everybody, right?
I mean, at that point, man, you got to look at the writing on the wall and say to yourself, okay, well, what does this make sense anymore? What are we
Feige
doing?
did an interview.
But he did say that the plan is to do a reboot, right?
Reboot. So. Yeah. Like I mean, with the backpedaling he was doing, we planned on Doom before the whole Jonathan Majors shit. No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
You made a movie. You had a movie announced called Kang Dynasty. No, you did not.
No, you didn't.
Don't lie to me. Don't insult my intelligence, please.
Trust that the people watching your movies will appreciate a good movie.
Yeah.
I don't know. All I know, and I do mean all I know, is that we are a year and a half-ish away from the next Avengers movie. And I knew what Infinity War was about. I didn't. Yeah. What I went to see Infinity War for was to see how. I knew the what and the why. Thanos has been collecting Infinity Stones. The entire saga has been about Infinity Stones.
Right.
Everything is Infinity Stones, and Thanos is scary in space.
Yep.
I don't know what Doomsday is. So Doomsday basically is a complete standalone movie. Might as well, I've said it before, might as well not be an Avengers movie. Actually, I would be so happy if they removed the word Avengers from it.
I mean,
could it just be Marvel's Doomsday? It's not an Avengers movie because there's no Avengers. You gave a phenomenal ending to both Tony Stark and Captain America, and then you failed to build another Tony Stark and another Captain America.
Yep.
Steve Rogers. There is no Steve Rogers in this expansion. There's a Captain America. He's not Steve Rogers. I don't give a shit about Sam. I did. I don't anymore. I don't give a shit about pretty much anybody.
Yeah.
I care about Bucky. Still a little. Bucky seems to have the most character growth of any character. Thor. Fuck, whatever, dude. Are we gonna get another Thor? Are we gonna get Thor 5, where Thor also is a frat bro, but then realizes he has to do something different and grow up? Is every Thor movie just has to be?
That's what every Thor movie's been.
He forgot what he was in what he learned in the previous movie, so he has to start again. What are you, the god of hammers? Quick, we must go to Nidavellir and get a hammer. Greatest scene in that movie was Thor coming with Stormbreaker. Not gonna shit on it. They kind of did Thor dirty over the last couple movies. Starting from Ragnarok and then moving down.
Ragnarok was like a fun, nice, cool. This is different. Cool. Great.
Yeah.
But also had some stakes.
Yeah.
Cool. Then we got to Love and Thunder and it was like, what is this movie about? Jane Foster.
Gore. Cool. I was talking about the Marvels, so I rewatched the Marvel. I rewatched a lot of the bad Marvel movies. I rewatched the Marvels, and I was like, "There is no audience for this movie." That's it. I was like, kitties, and the dancing sing along planet. Who's that for? What audience when you were writing the script for this movie, who were you like, ah, we're making a superhero movie starring all women superheroes? Awesome. That hasn't been done before. There hasn't been a multiple woman superhero movie. Great. Okay. You know what people who like superheroes like? Spice World. Perfect. That was actually the last one. Correct. People who like superheroes like BTS, the Korean pop band, and they like costume changes, like a ton of costume changes, and they really, really like singing and dancing.
Usually, yeah. That's
No.
usually the recipe, by the way, for a successful movie.
Yeah, nailed it first try.
Yeah.
It was a movie for nobody. It was
Change
a
nothing, right?
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Marvels failed, not in acting, not even in directing. In Inception, they're like, we're
Yeah.
making a movie for people that don't watch these movies.
Yeah.
Great, congratulations. It made the least amount of money. It was the lowest box office Marvel. It made less money than Black Widow did. I want you to think about that. You know how hard it is to make less money than Black Widow? I was paid to watch Black Widow. Uh, yeah, I don't know. Go. I'm done. I'm fucking exhausted from that.
I have nothing else to add. I mean, we're at the point now where we just have to declare Marvel. I'm not gonna say Marvel's dead, or maybe I can. MCU's dead. Maybe I can say that.
They're not
At
what they
least
were.
the one that we know is
Yeah.
dead. What
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to now, I hate to say it. What I'm looking forward to is when we just get to the end of this and they actually do a reboot.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, let me see. I'm not gonna be like excited about it. I'm gonna be like, what does this reboot look like? Like, what are we bringing here? Oh, I kind of already have an idea because Feige's been talking a lot this week. So we know X-Men, cool. But once again, to me, it's like, who's the big bad? Are we going to be moving forward with of picking a villain, a good villain, and then are we going to have connected stories again? I know people said they don't want to do homework, but also it was kind of nice when you had a trajectory of a story. It was nice that Infinity Stones were being introduced into the MCU in various movies and they were impacting individual stories that, by the way, were their own individual stories, but just so happened to have an Infinity Stone in it that would mean something later on. You were doing that with Kane Dynasty. You introduced multiverse. You introduced Spider-Man No Way Home, multiverse crap. Continued multiverse crap in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. You then did some stuff with Eternals. I think Eternals was before that. I might have whatever. There was still some connectivity there. You did some stuff with Shang-Chi. Oh, the rings. Where did the beacon? Okay, cool. Then we have Miss Marvel. Oh, her bangles. Same, similar looking tech. Cool. You had some things going there, and then
Shang-Chi's
you
rings.
said
Yeah.
it's just then you fell off. Then you decided, oh shoot, Thanos. This was a quote. Kang is not Thanos. Well, you damn sure set him up like he was, though, didn't you?
Feige said Kang was not Thanos.
Yeah.
No. You failed Kang.
Yeah.
Kang is way scarier than Thanos.
Thanos, correct.
Kang can win in a fight before you know you're fighting. If you're not smart enough, if you can't find smart enough people to tell the story, say that.
Yeah.
I've heard the last two interviews Feige has given, I've just been like,
They're screwed. Yep. Or they're screwed, right? I'm now looking forward to the DCU. That's what I'm looking forward to now.
And I
DCU
don't.
and more in comics because comics are doing really well.
Every comic I've read, I picked up a random comic every now and then, and I'm like, this rules. This
Yeah.
is a great story. Remember when we were watching Marvel movies and we watched them and we were like, this one wasn't great.
Yeah.
But like, we still gave a shit about Marvel? Like Thor 2, Iron
Mhm.
Man 3. We were like, all right, it wasn't the best, but it was still good. Like, I still care. Somehow it's been the exact opposite. Now I care individually about movies. I'm like, that was a pretty good movie. I just don't care. You've set up nobody. I don't care. Like,
In reality, too, here's the other portion of it. This is why I think the crux of it all. In Fantastic Four First Steps, we still don't know what the hell that even means in conjunction with the Thunderbolts post credit scene. Like we have no idea what that means. Like how do those connect? If I use my brain, I know how it probably does connect. I'm just saying, why didn't you just make that clearer?
we used to
That's all.
have fun with theories. And sometimes we were wrong. And it didn't
About
matter because
50% of the
sometimes
time we were.
sometimes what happened was better than what people
Right.
thought of. The only theory that ever was better than what happened was Ant-Man was going to crawl up Thanos' butt and get bigger.
Yeah. What could have been?
Like, I don't know. I'm excited for individual. It used to be whether I was excited for the individual project or not, I was excited because it was Marvel.
Yeah.
Now I'm more like Blade doesn't exist. I'm kind of into Vision Quest because that's the thing that should have happened a long time ago and didn't.
Yeah. Yeah. I also tried to like
And
Young Avengers and stuff like that, but yeah, we never got that.
I think Fantastic Four is going to have a pretty decent opening weekend. I think it's going to make like 120, 130 million, maybe even 140 million dollars opening weekend. And then because people are going to see it and they're going to be like, wow, this is a great movie. But a great movie that sets up nothing doesn't matter.
Yeah. Right.
In the MCU. It would have mattered pre-MCU. It would have mattered early MCU. That's not where we are. That's not what's happening. And it sucks too because there are so many, like, if this movie had come out, we keep saying it, if a lot of the stuff that happened this year happened 3 years ago and we reversed everything, now we're in a different story.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to watch something I love die. Is Marvel dead? Yeah. The movies will still come out. But again, I've always said that. I was like, this is a dead game. I don't know what you're talking about. People still play it. They still make money. Yeah, okay. Cool. What did they used to? What do they do now? How many people played it? How many people play it now?
Yeah.
Okay. Less than a third? They're dead. Dead. And every opportunity they've had in post-credit scene, in everything, in movie, in tie-ins. Dude, we found out about Wakanda as a throwaway line in Avengers 2. We found about Doctor Strange as a throwaway line. What do we got? Right before the introduction of Doctor Doom. if you live in a fucking vacuum and you don't give a shit about Marvel movies at all, this is the first anything we got about Doctor Doom. Latveria and a picture and like a kind of scene of him. Two things.
Yeah. And
He's the big bad of the next
throwaway
arc.
mention. A throwaway mention in which was most likely a reworked, reshot scene at the end of Loki where they talked about a guy, blah blah blah, or kid who would have killed millions or whatever of people.
Eastern European country, yeah.
Eastern European country, yep. That was it.
You fucked up. You could have still done You could have had your cake and eat it too. You could have. You could have did Kang Dynasty.
Doom could have still been Secret Wars.
And,
you could have,
and then Doom comes in Kang Dynasty. You could have set it all up. Mm-hmm. We could have had Kang. Could have had it. We could have done everything we needed to. Could still be Kang Dynasty, and it could have been a backdoor Doom fucking movie, and we'd be like, just think of what would happen if people were like, yo, spoilers for Kang Dynasty. Doom shows up in Act 3 and fucking takes over everything. Kind of like how it always happens, where like other shit's problem, and then Doom's like, haha, motherfucker. Casting Robert Downey Jr. screamed of desperation. Bringing back the Russo screamed of desperation. And here we are with very little, if nothing, left between Doomsday and us. And there's nothing that has quelled the conversation. Will Robert Downey Jr. do a good job as Doom? Of course he is. He's a great actor.
Yeah. So
will the Russos do a good job with the script? Of course they are. They're phenomenal directors. Whoever's writing the script, it'll be great. It's just unfortunate that nobody will care.
Yep. That's it.
And no amount of individual people being like, you're insane, that movie was great. No, I agree with you. It was a great movie. If it doesn't make money, it's not great. And that's how they look at it.
Yep.
So. That said, please go see Fantastic Four. It was a phenomenal fucking movie. Just to enjoy the movie. Yeah, it was really good. But don't, as with all things, it means nothing.
Yep.
So go watch a good movie. Don't go watch the next chapter of Marvel if you can. The next chapter of Marvel is a paint by numbers. And then go watch Ironheart because it's better. And at least it gives us something. I'm gonna rewatch Ironheart tonight. We're good. 2 hours of this, of hyping up at Fantastic Four just to